And we're going to get stuck in. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Art of Holding Space Masterclass. My name is Dane Robertson, and I'm one of the co-founders here at the School of Spiritual Healing Arts, or SOSHA. And inside this masterclass, we're going to go through some quick techniques to help you become more adept at holding space as a facilitator. The three key principles that you need to have as a facilitator, or even just someone who wants to hold space for their friends, family, someone that seeks to help other people either process or experience or go through whatever it is that they need to go through. But inside this masterclass, we're going to go through some practical techniques that you can use and just implement daily. They're very simple, super simple, in fact, and they're the best ways for you to be able to really enhance your levels as a space holder, facilitator, practitioner, or a healer, whichever you decide to call yourself, however you decide to show up. That's what this masterclass is all about. It's only going to take about 25 to 30 minutes, and we're going to go through some some techniques for you to implement as well. So hello to everyone who's jumping in and watching this now as well. Welcome, welcome. But we're going to go through the three major principles and along with techniques to be able to show that, to be able to do that. But first of all, who are we? Who is SOSHA? Who is the School of Spiritual Healing Arts? So we are the world's leading online school standardizing and the learning process for healing modalities. So long story short, we are an online education platform designed to help you learn all of the modalities under the sun in one particular place in a very standardized process, in a way that you know exactly what you're going to receive, in a way that you're going to receive it, along with the support and care of not just the content and the information that we share and the knowledge that we possess and gift to you, but also the support of skilled trainers, of people who have walked the walk and can answer your questions on a daily basis. So we work with students globally, and from New Zealand to Australia to Canada to the United States to the UK to all sorts of other countries as well. We work with everyone around the world. We are completely online, and we are committed to bringing alternative healing modalities into the mainstream through high quality education and certification. That really is our core ethos. We really are about standardizing the process so that we can bring these modalities, these ancient knowledge techniques and tools and tips and ways that we help people into mainstream society. That's one of our biggest missions. We want to make Reiki, breathwork, somatic dance, sound therapy, ceremonial cacao facilitation, shamanism, and all the rest. We want them to become so recognized by mainstream society that it becomes a viable career path for people to follow in the future. They can go, oh, I want to learn this and that. I need to go to the School of Spiritual Healing Arts. I need to go to SOSHA in order to be able to learn that. And that's really what we're about. We really are about creating this global movement, standardizing the learning process for all of these modalities, because we know that the industry, the way that it's structured at the moment is quite loose and unregulated and unstandardized. You can go to this person for that thing and go to this person for the same thing, and they're two completely different ways of delivery, two completely different sources of information. Not that they're bad, but we want you to feel the security of knowing exactly what it is that you're going to receive so that you can help teach your students, your clients, your people that you are here to serve. That's what we're about. So we're completely online. Cool. So what we do. So here's a brief template of what we do, how we provide it, and the ways in which we do it as well. So at the moment, we have our six core modalities. One is Reiki. Number two, somatic dance, sound therapy, shamanism, ceremonial cacao facilitation or cacao ceremony, and breath work. And we give you everything that you need in order to become a certified practitioner. Doesn't matter what level you start at, you can have zero information. You can have absolutely no information available previously. And we take you through the process from going from an absolute novice to what we like to call a master practitioner within 3 levels within the space of a year. And so that's how we do it. You don't need to do all 3 levels. You can do level 1 and 2. You can just do level 1. It really is up to you. You can get your feet wet with one modality in level 1 and then go, I want to try something else, and then go on to that different pathway. The process is really clear, it's super straightforward, and it's designed to make it easy for you to be able to implement into your lifestyle. But we give you absolutely everything that you need to become a practitioner. All of our programs are trauma informed, nervous system informed, and advanced space holding informed so that when you begin your educational journey with Sasha, you will receive all of the necessary information you need to become a world-class facilitator. And that's what we really aim to do. All of these masterclasses, this one in particular, but all of these free masterclasses, the free resources we have, are opportunities for you to step into being a world-class facilitator. And we have a range of different resources for you to tap into, for you to learn, to adopt, to join us in. And it really is an opportunity for you to become the best facilitator, practitioner, or healer that you can be. But that's what they are. That's what all of our programs are. Completely designed for you to be the best facilitator that you can be. And of course, once you're inside the student portal, this is what it looks like. So this is just the breathwork template here. But if you decide to join us for somatic dance, ceremonial cacao, whichever it is, you get access to the student portal, which is where all of the learning and the content is held. Plus, you also get access to trainers, and they're designed to, or they're there to help you answer any questions that you may have, to help guide you, and also to have live calls with them so that you can have your questions answered in real time, and also go through what we like to call embodied practice sessions. So if you're in the somatic dance, then you go through an embodied somatic dance practice to help you learn and integrate the techniques in with a lot more clarity. And as I mentioned, our mission is to deliver the highest standard of alternative healing education in the world, helping you to become the absolute best practitioner that you can be. But that's about us. That's all about Sasha. That's who we are. If you've just joined up on to our email list, or you've joined us for trauma-informed care, and you've just happened to jump into this training and you just found yourself here, well, hello. This is who we are. This is what we like to do. So inside this masterclass, now we're going to get to the crux of the masterclass. You're probably thinking, finally, he has stopped talking about all that other stuff. Maybe, maybe not. But inside this masterclass, we're going to cover a few different things. So the first thing is just why you're here. Why are you here? We're going to take a bit of a reflection piece, some time for you to really understand why you are here. Second thing we're going to look at is nervous system awareness. As a practitioner, this is key and vital for you to be able to hold that space. The third thing we're going to look at is energetic boundaries. Massive. No matter what you do in life, no matter where you are in the world, your boundaries are paramount, not just for you as a human being, but as a facilitator, as a space holder. Having your energetic boundaries enforced to a high standard is going to be key for you moving forward. We're going to take a look at deep presence and compassionate non-interference. And then we're going to take a look at a quick integration and close towards the end, and just kind of recap the points of this masterclass. And finally, we'll have a quick chat about how Sasha can help you become a certified healing practitioner. First of all, why are you here? Why? Why did you decide to join this masterclass? Was it something that you saw pop up and you thought, you know what, I would like to give that a try. It's free. Let's see what this masterclass in this school is about. Maybe it was just a sign from the divine, and they said, look, here is a pathway for you to go. You may have asked yourself the question, where do I need to go from here? Please show me a sign. Is there something that I should be doing more? How can I help people more? And then all of a sudden, boom, this email landed in your emails. This masterclass landed in your emails, and you're now sitting here thinking, okay, well, maybe this is the pathway. Maybe it is, but now is an opportunity for you to ask yourself that. So why are you here? And the other question to ask yourself is, what do you want to walk away with? So just take some time now to write that down. You can either write it in the chat, you can just write it down in your journal, you can just sit there and reflect on it. Actually, why am I here? If you're here and you don't know why and you just want to leave, cool. Just leave. No problem whatsoever. But if you are curious and you want to understand a bit more where this is going, and you want to learn something new, then feel free to stick around. Now, holding space is more than just a thing you do. So the title of this masterclass is of course, The Art of Holding Space. And holding space is more just a thing. It's more than something you do. It's more how you show up and how you be. It's how you allow those around you and within your space to be and feel. And we're going to take a look at this in a little bit, but it's the process of mirroring. So people will mirror your energy rather than, and people tend to mirror people's energy out in the real world as well. You may not be aware of this, but you either mirror the person that you are communicating with, or they mirror you. Or if you both have extremely high boundaries energetically, then you'll often be your comfortable and authentic self, no matter what or who is in front of you. But if you have weak boundaries in that area, then chances are you are mirroring that person. You're going to mirror that person in their energy, their language, their posture, all sorts. But holding space is about how you show up personally and how you allow people to feel and be seen in your space. You don't just show up to hold space, you embody presence, peace, and safety. And I'll say that again. You don't just show up to hold space. It's not something that you consciously go, okay, I'm going to hold space now. No, it is a way that you are. It is the 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 power, the energy that you embody, and the presence that you hold within that space whenever you're working with or dealing with or interacting with another person or another group of people. And we're going to take a look at the three key principles of holding space right now. The first, I'm just going to put this maybe down here. The first is nervous system awareness. So the main idea of this is that you can't create safety for others if you're not anchored in your own system, if you're not anchored in your own nervous system, if you are constantly reacting to things. It's hard for you to create safety for someone else if you are the one that is being frazzled and your attention is being diverted and your nervous system is overloaded. So the key points of this to remember, the key ways for you to incorporate this information is that the client's nervous system or the other person's nervous system co-regulates with yours. And whether that's in a one-on-one or a group space, their nervous system co-regulates with whatever you're putting out into that space. So you are a mirror and a pillar when you go into the space, when you go into that space of holding space. Some signs of a practitioner dysregulation are things like rushing, overhelping, even just straight out collapsing. People can just become overwhelmed to the point where they just absolutely collapse in a heap. And I've seen it before in the past. So as a person, it's important for you to maintain a high level of nervous system regulation techniques that can help you to do this as well. Ensure that you employ these on a daily basis so that you are not becoming overwhelmed, that you're not in that constant state of rush, that you're not overhelping and giving more than the situation allows for. And a technique to help with nervous system regulation, I'm just going to shorten the box there, is grounded attunement. Now, grounded attunement is essentially just allowing yourself to become regulated in your nervous system. And there's a very simple technique that we'll go through. So what I want you to do right now, we're going to practice this together. And I want you just to find a comfortable space. Find a comfortable space, and then I want you to just close your eyes. And it's only going to take 2 minutes. It's just a quick 2-minute drop-in that you can do before any session, before any interaction with other human beings or animals. But it's just an opportunity for you to just connect with yourself, with your breath, and allow yourself to be calmer to help to regulate your own nervous system. So find that space right now and just close your eyes. And all I want you to do is put a hand on your heart, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And we're just going to take some nice, slow, deep breaths on a count of 4, inhaling, and then a count of 6, exhaling. And you're going to follow my voice for this. And then we're going to do a little visualization. afterwards. And I'm going to ask you a question in there. So closing your eyes right now, placing one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. On count of three, we're going to inhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now just through the nose. In. 1, 2, 3, 4. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now just pausing there for a moment, keeping your eyes closed. And now visualizing a grounding cord from your tailbone down into the earth. Just as you're breathing nice and slowly, keeping your eyes closed, just visualizing a cord going right from your tailbone, doesn't matter where you're sitting right now, just visualizing that grounding cord from your tailbone down into the earth. And I want you just to ask yourself a question right now as you're doing that. What are you feeling right now? What is it that you are feeling? As you're visualizing that cord running right down into the earth, what are you feeling right now? Just taking nice, slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out. And then on the count of three, you're just going to come back into your body and open your eyes. 1, 2, 3, and open your eyes. So I want you to ask yourself this question right now. What did you notice about your state after that brief time period? It was only about a minute. What did you notice? Did you notice your body sinking and feeling lighter? Did you notice your back start to relax? Did you notice your belly start to release and relax? Did you notice a little bit of emotion start to come up? All of these are natural, by the way. But this is an opportunity, this technique right here is an opportunity for you to just connect and to just regulate, help to regulate and calm your nervous system before anything that you do. Could be before a client session. It could be any time that you feel pulled into a client's story or emotion. You know, if someone else is experiencing sadness and grief and you feel that sadness and grief, you may want to just bring yourself back into this moment. You don't have to close your eyes for this either. You can keep your eyes open. But this is just a quick, simple technique for you to help remain calm, grounded, and regulated throughout this process. Principle number 2, energetic boundaries. Now, what this is well, the main idea of energetic boundaries is that holding space doesn't mean carrying someone else's emotional load. And I'll say that again. Holding space doesn't mean carrying someone else's load. And oftentimes, if you do feel sucked in or pulled into someone else's mess or someone else's emotion or someone else's drama, it means that you have leaky boundaries energetically. You take on more than you should, and that will often lead you into exhaustion, fatigue, tiredness, over emotional states. It can lead to burnout as well. So the signs of that really are paramount when you start to notice yourself be incredibly drained. The key points of this is that many facilitators, you'd be surprised at how many facilitators are energetically leaky. And what that means is energetically leaky, their energy runs off into other people. They're able to absorb too much from the people that they're here to work with. Absorbing your client's pain does not mean healing them. You do not have to take on what your client is experiencing in order to help them process and heal what they need to heal. Another aspect is that boundaries equal love. Ooh. Boundaries are a key director. Let me just remove that. Boundaries equal love and clarity. So love and clarity help to promote and provide strong boundaries. We create boundaries not to shut other people out, but to ensure that we have our own self needs and self interest at at the highest point that we possibly can. We have to ensure that as an energetic, as a human being, that our boundaries are strong so that we can provide more and give more in the right context. And boundaries really are the case of being as clear as you possibly can. One of the things that is a little bit upsetting about society is that when we communicate our boundaries, we are perceived as being mean, as being, a bitch. These are very common things that one can feel when enforcing and creating and establishing your own boundaries. However, it really is an avenue for not just self-love, but the love that you are able to give in the right context to the people around you. And when your field is clean, the client's energy has space to shift. And it really is about the client allowing themselves to shift that energy themselves. So we're going to get into a quick technique. It's called the energetic zip up. And you can use this anytime you start to feel drained. And essentially what it does is it's exactly like the name suggests. It's a little zip up of your energetic field in order to create the boundaries that are necessary for you to continue to go about your day. So I want you to, just like we did in the previous technique, close your eyes, find a nice comfortable spot. And I want you to imagine a line of light running up your spine. So right up your spine right now, just visualize that line of bright white light going all the way up. And then with your hand, it can be your left or your right hand, just slowly zip up from the tailbone to the crown. So just slowly zipping up from the tailbone to the crown, taking your hand and zipping all the way up. And then as you are doing that energetic zip up, just affirm to yourself, I am open yet protected. I hold space without absorbing. So I am open yet protected. I hold space without absorbing. Just as you slowly zip up from the tailbone right up to your crown. And an example of this is that a facilitator working with grief, instead of crying with the client, they hold strong, grounded presence so the client can safely release. So doing this technique will help you to remain in that energetic state so that you are able to give, but you're also protected in the way that you do give. You're able to hold that space without taking on anyone else's pain, without taking on anyone else's energy. And you may want to incorporate this after session. So do a little clearing shake or a sea salt rinse to cleanse your field. So you can just use this as an opportunity to, at the beginning of a session, and then at the end, do a little shake off of the energy. Allow it to just drip away. That's technique 2. Technique 3 is deep presence and compassionate non-interference, and is one of the key techniques, one of the key principles, probably the most powerful principle when it comes to holding space. There are times when practitioners, facilitators get into coaching mode when the person just wants to express, be heard, be seen, feel validated in their experience. Now, the main idea of this is that healing doesn't happen when we fix, it happens when we allow. And as a facilitator, that's key. We're not there to fix their problems. We're there to hold the space, to allow them to be in the space so that they can fix their own problems. It's an opportunity for us as facilitators to not be the fixer of these problems. It's an opportunity for us to hold the space so that we can create an opportunity for them to fix it themselves. That's the most profound and most powerful healing, is when someone can fix it themselves. We can tell them to do all the things, but as long as if they haven't found the answers yet themselves, it's not gonna stick as clearly as what it would. So the key points of this is the urge to fix comes from discomfort in the space holder. And I'll repeat that. The urge for us to fix someone, it actually comes from a state of discomfort in the space holder. We feel uncomfortable about what it is that they are either expressing or going through. We feel uncomfortable about the state that they may be in, and so we have to fix it. True presence is actually being with, there's a little bit of a typo there, is being in the state of being present with someone without changing or advising. And I'll say that again. True presence is being with the person without changing or advising. And clients don't need you to be their answer. They need the space to find it themselves. So clients do not need you to come in and fix everything. They don't want that. People will never truly change if they're given the easy option and they're given the information just force fed to them. They change when they're ready. They change when they're able to see things for themselves, and they change when they're able to practice and implement the techniques necessary for them to change. And the technique that we encourage you to do, and we won't do this right now, but write this down or even just take a mental note of it. And it's called the golden pause. So, in a moment of vulnerability or emotion, you may want to share this with someone. The next time you find yourself in a situation where someone is sharing with you, then try and implement this technique, the golden pause, which is simple 4 steps. Number one, just take a breath. Take a breath and just say nothing. Just hold the eye contact. If it's with someone in person or online, just hold that eye contact, just breathe, and then just say nothing. And then let the silence speak. As they are expressing and sharing something deep and personal, just take that time to breathe, say nothing, but hold that eye contact. Holding that eye contact ensures that they feel seen and heard. It makes sure that you're there present with them and they can feel that as well. And then the silence allows them to continue processing, to continue speaking into it. And often they'll find the answers when they're allowed to just continue to process out loud. Some example phrases that you may want to use when the time is right is I am here, or that's allowed here, or take your time. If someone is finding it difficult or challenging to find the right words, if emotion is coming up, then take this time just to let the silence speak for itself, to just take a pause in a moment of vulnerability or emotion. It's a very simple technique, very simple, but it can move mountains for a client or someone just in your space, family member, friend. It really is powerful. So those are the 3 techniques. So the first technique is grounded attunement through nervous system awareness. So remember, we are regulating our own system so that other people can mirror off us. And one way to create that regulation, that regulated nervous system, to just come back into a state of presence and groundedness, is grounded attunement. So taking some nice, slow, deep breaths, ask yourself what you're feeling, and then visualizing that cord from your spine down to the earth. Next principle is energetic boundaries, huge, paramount. It means that holding space doesn't mean carrying someone else's load. And a quick technique for that is the energetic zip up. So use that anytime you start to feel drained or even before a session, and then quickly shake it off afterwards. And the third key principle is deep presence and compassionate non-interference. So healing doesn't happen when we fix it. It happens when we allow the space for them to be able to fix it for themselves. And the golden pause. So just take some time as someone is expressing vulnerability or sharing with emotion. Then just breathe, allow them to process. Don't say anything. Just let them know that you're there. And some reflection questions for you, just as you are moving beyond this masterclass, is number one, what shifts can I enter into every session? Actually, let me rephrase that. What shifts if I enter every session anchored and clear? So what shifts if I enter every session anchored and clear? I completely enunciated that in a very strange way. What shifts if I enter every session anchored and clear? That's better. Another key reflection question is, where do I still overcarry my clients? Where do I still carry the load emotionally, energetically from my clients or just people in my life? And what would it mean to trust the process more deeply? So, just three simple reflection questions for you beyond this masterclass. Try and write those down and reflect on those in a journal right now or even later. Now, if you're wanting to become a practitioner, if you're wanting to become a facilitator, this is the type of information, the type of knowledge that we share with you. And it really is an opportunity for you to step into. If you do want to upskill, up level yourself as a facilitator, then we invite you to join us. So this is exactly the kind of work that we cover inside our practitioner programs, whether it's social trauma informed care, nervous system informed care, right through to breath work, right through to somatic dance, right through to sound therapy, shamanism, all the programs that we do. This is the level in which we are providing to you. And we're celebrating next semester of Sosha, the next semester of Sosha, and for a limited time, we're allowing you to save 10% on absolutely any program for semester two. Semester two begins in June, very soon. Semester two begins, and you can get access to any program with 10% off for a limited time. So it's happening in just over a month. Now, if you do want to take advantage of that, if you do want to join in semester two, then we invite you to book an application interview. Send us an email um, at oh, send us an email, hello at schoolofspiritualhealingarts.com if you do want to book an application interview, and we can see if this is right for you. We can see if the process, if this is going to be something that will work with you, and if not, absolutely no problem. No problem whatsoever. But we're celebrating the second semester of this year by giving you an extra 10% off the programs within our online content. And it really is a way for you to step into your power. If you're wanting to step into your power as a healer, practitioner, facilitator with a globally recognized school and a range of different modalities, then we invite you to join us on that pathway. So send us an email, hello at schoolofspiritualhealingarts.com. Send us that email. We can book in that application interview. But that's us. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you being here. And make sure that you take from this masterclass the information that you need. Make sure that you take from this masterclass some techniques for you to become a lot more grounded as a professional, as a practitioner, as a facilitator, as a healer. And if you do want to enhance your skill set as a practitioner, then we would love to guide you inside semester two, which begins in June, which is just over a month away. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Looking forward to connecting with you further on this journey. Appreciate you so much for being here, and we'll see you again in the future. Bye for now.